do 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 do. Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's T Reaper, and I'm back with another video. Damn, it's really stormy actually where I live today. It's been quite a shitty day. But as you can see from the title, I have a whole bunch of nice little interesting facts to share with everybody. If you guys did not check out Next Gen's wonderful show on Monday, I did leave it in the description below because that is where I'm going to be wonderfully referencing most of what the shit I'm actually talking about. And it is actually quite amusing. I was actually going to do this topic in a regular video and actually have some quite funny side effects to it. But then I'm like, no, I'll do it live because doing it live, I actually am not restricted by time, and then I can basically sit here for, you know, however long I choose, and, you know, people can actually come and go as they please. So Monday, we had the new form of Beast Fire, if that's what it's called, with a whole bunch of ponies and a whole bunch of wonderful shenanigans that were absolutely amazing. I think the biggest thing that we took away from that show was the fact that Jay Sentries got bitched out by Mr. 100. Shout out to him, and Next Gen 720. They kept giving Jay Sentries left hooks, and it was actually, or right hooks and left hooks, and it was actually really funny. But in the show, we were actually talking about would the PS4 outsell the or would the PS4 continue to outsell the Xbox X once it releases? Everybody knows, you know, Next Gen's group there, you know, everybody's, you know, a bunch of hardcores. But the point that Jay was making was like, what about the casuals? And my thing is if this thing is marketed towards the people that actually give a shit about resolution and actually give a shit about, you know, graphics and actually give a shit about the best high-end performance concept, then you kind of don't really need the casuals. But then again, you know, Microsoft does have a wonderful product for the casuals. That's called the Xbox S, everybody. You might have heard of it. It's been out for quite a while. Actually, come next month, it's actually been out for about a year. And it's white. And it comes in all shapes and bundles. But I digress. So but then this is where the actual topic of the video comes in. So then D-Batch, who's actually really cool, I have no problem with the guy. He's actually really nice. He basically flat out said that if you legitly own an Xbox or a PlayStation 4, you're automatically a hardcore gamer. I respectfully actually disagree with that. And I'm going to tell you why. Because hardcore versus casual comes in all different shapes and sizes. And to me personally, this is the amusing part. Not necessarily, you don't actually, personally, I think the most casual people that actually play games are actually ponies, to be perfectly honest. That's personally what I think, because practically they, or technically the casuals would be the people, like Jay Sentry said, that actually don't know what the hell the X is, or have no idea or pay attention to media whatsoever. All they want to do is like legitly pick up a COD and just have fun. You know, that would be, you know, an example of a casual. Now the hardcore, like, and I measure hardcore in different ways. You know, sometimes, you know, I would identify a hardcore that legitly spends all his time legitly with his device, doesn't turn it off. Or a hardcore that legitly has loads of freaking gamer score, or a hardcore that legitly beats every single game as they come out, or a hardcore that just loves gaming, that legitly, like, that is very competitive in multiplayer, and it doesn't matter which multiplayer you actually choose to play. But it's like, it's kind of different to, you know, to each his own, I guess. You know, everybody has a different definition, but, you know, technically casuals don't really care about the media. They don't really care about anything about then what can this device do for me. which is very true. So like, do we need casuals to sell the X? Well, Microsoft is not marketing it for the casuals; they're marketing it for the people that actually want this high-end experience. So in reality, I don't really think that honestly matters, but I could be wrong. But then, you know, it's kind of funny because, you know, you have, you know, wonderful people that are awesome at, you know, awesome at games that we play. And actually, if you're actually wondering what you're actually watching, you're actually watching the first gameplay footage of Zaire's playing Halo. So this was like the first game of me and playing with Next Gen and that squad, and I actually came in second. So I actually lost the first round, and then like the first like 5 matches are actually in this video. So and I have like 13 of them. But it was actually kind of funny. I only came in first once, which was what the other video was actually about. So like the other video had me like totally crushing them on lockout. But again, I thought it was actually kind of funny. Anyway, so you have like these wonderful, you know, hardcores or casuals that that claim they're actually good at something. But then you test them out, and then reality is that they actually suck at it. I guess that's like everyday personal things, basically. If you actually disagree, you can let me know. But like, you know, someone like comes up to you and says they actually know how to make a coffee, you know, and then they make a coffee and the coffee is absolutely horrible. It's kind of the same thing with gaming. Like they say they're actually really good at something, and then you personally test them that, and then, you know, their KD comes like absolute shit, which is actually kind of amusing in a way. But you know, I legitimately like to see like the casuals versus the hardcore concept. See, I came in second. The hardcore legitly like are the ones that legitly watch our channels. They legitly care about the media. They legitly care about the console wars, all this kind of stuff. They're informed. So if like a hardcore walks into GameStop, you would expect, you know, the GameStop informant to actually tell you that the X is, you know, X, Y, and Z available. Sometimes those GameStop people are actually mad stupid, and actually have no idea what you're actually talking about. Yo, Halo, I tried to actually ask you what you were doing, but you didn't respond. But sometimes those GameStop people are mad stupid. So, like, you go into GameStop and you ask what the X is, and they don't even know what the X is, which is kind of funny. But, you know, it's actually really, really, really amusing. And then the other concept was the casual. Now, the casual would be the guy who walks into GameStop. Kelvin, you're right. That's funny. Kelvin said, here will be casuals that are skeptical of what's God on the other side. They might pick up an X. Now the casuals would be like, they walk into GameStop, they'd be like, what's this on the wall? And the guy would be like, oh, that's an X. What's an X? That's the new Xbox. Oh, what's it do? And you know, then the GameStop guy would like legitimately have to explain what it does, and you'd be in line for like legitimately an extra 15 minutes because this guy legitimately was so interested in what this new product is, because they're just not well informed. But it's, you know, it doesn't always come down to gaming that makes you a casual or a hardcore. Sometimes it comes down to how much you know, or how much you're informed. And I just hate going into GameStop because half the time, you know, the people that actually work at GameStop aren't necessarily well informed. It's kind of like the IGN concept. You know, you expect these IGN people to actually have 4K televisions, but then you listen to their podcast and some of them don't even have 4K televisions. They'll be like, what? You tell us all about this news and you don't even have a 4K TV? Like, and then this other guy from IGN like kept telling this other guy didn't actually know what WoW was. Like, he didn't know what World of Warcraft was. Like, are you stupid? Like, how do you actually not know what that is? You work for IGN and you don't know what World of Warcraft is? That's actually kind of funny. That is actually hilarious. But no, like I really, but you don't actually have to, you know, I really don't think it really comes down to what you own. I think it really depends on how much you use it, and you know how much dedication you have to said device. What was the other thing? People who appear offline. I wonder how much that actually annoys people to a certain extent. Because if you're offline, how are people actually going to contact you? And like how on earth does that even actually help you? Like why actually even have a tag if you're just going to appear offline all the time? That's just like so like just antisocial whatsoever. But you know, yeah, that's exactly what I said. Like, how do you not know how do you not know what World of Warcraft is? Like that's been around for like over like 15 years. That's like the epitome of like PC gaming. That's like practically what everything says. Although I was watching this show last night, and they showed Titanfall. They did this wrong. They showed Titanfall 2 on esports. Now I'm pretty out of date with esports because I haven't watched it since like a year ago. But I'm pretty sure Titanfall is not an esport. Now I could be wrong. What's up, Rex? Now I could be wrong. Titanfall could actually be an esport, but I doubt it. So on this show, I think it's called The Boss or something like that. But it was this episode. He looks like even my 50-year-old dad knows what that is. He's probably young enough to remember when it started. But it was actually kind of funny because I don't think Titanfall 2 was actually an esport. I mean, I can't actually confirm that, but that was kind of funny watching that episode and like seeing like these guys all like competitively playing Titanfall 2, but they kept passing it off as Titanfall, but you could obviously see it was Titanfall 2. So like that was like kind of like false advertising there. Like they were playing the second game, but they were like passing it off as the first game, and I was like just getting like, what? Like that's just like so funny. But yeah, I mean, I think D is wrong that you don't the concept that you have to have the concept that you if you own an Xbox and a PlayStation you're automatically hardcore. That's not really the case. Like it comes down to many different things. Yeah, Rex, I actually don't know. Like, I actually never actually looked into it. If you actually know for a fact that it is an esport, that'd be kind of interesting because I'm kind of curious how they actually manage that. Like, do they all just play pilot versus pilot? Or what the hell do they do? Because I didn't actually think it was an esport. Like, I didn't actually think it could be on, like, the PlayStation side. Like, but they were all in the episode that they were premiering it in, they were all playing it on PC. Oh, Jimmy, why is you Rex? You a dinosaur? Anyway, yeah, so they were all playing it on PCs, but it was actually kind of funny. But yeah, it comes down to many different concepts. You know, how much you use it, how much you play the games, and then you have these casuals that I love running into. It's so much fun. They blame you for not playing games, but not realizing that like if you actually look at the person's like gamer score like criteria, they actually beat you in every single game that you compare them to. So it's like you played Halo 3. Oh, I beat that game before you. Oh, you played Halo Reach. I beat that the same day. Oh, you beat Halo 4. I beat that before you. You played Halo 5, I still beat that before you. You played Witcher 3, I still beat that before you. So it's like, you have all these casuals that think they're the shit, but it's just like, I still actually beat all this stuff before you. So it's like, no, not really. You're just like catching up, which is cool. But in all reality, I think it's just kind of funny. But the Jay Sentry's thing was hilarious because it was like, Jay Sentry, we need the casuals to sell the X. It's important. And it's like, and then you compare, then you compare like minors as casuals. How do you do that? Like I'm like seriously? Like how the hell do you do that? Like minors aren't casuals. Minors shouldn't even be playing video games, first of all, which is like kind of the yeah, fuck the casuals. Yeah, I mean, casuals are fun to play with, especially if they suck. But it's kind of funny because he was like compares like was just in a party with 12 people and none of them knew what the X was. I'm like, why are you playing with minors? I mean, what like why are you playing with like total randoms that like you do you want like a better sense of this community? Like, I'm just kind of curious. Like that kind of just blows me away. But like you don't judge the success on something that's not actually technically tailored to actually be the success of the casuals. Jimmy's like, stop. uh, but it is actually quite funny. But if this thing is tailored towards the hardcore, common sense would then dictate that we don't need casuals to give a shit because it's not actually tailored for them. It's tailored towards the people that actually care about graphics and care about 4K and all that kind of fun jazz. But then this is the funny part, because this is actually where it gets kind of interesting. People wanted a beast machine. Microsoft delivered. People still bitch. I bet when and if the PS5 comes out, people are still gonna bitch. You can't please everybody. It actually doesn't work that way. I wish Microsoft would learn that lesson, because they are legitimately trying to please every type of consumer, and it just isn't working. But it is kind of funny to see everybody else's point of view, because then you reflect on it and then be like, oh, maybe it could actually work if they actually did it this way. But I don't know. Do I personally think that the Pro will continue to outsell the X? If you continue to market it with indies, yes, I do. I really think the Pro will continue to win if they continue to market indies. If you don't bring out blockbuster titles, I really do think the Pro will continue to win. Because, next year is like legitly God of War and Spider-Man, and I'm not going to sound like a pony, but legit, like, that shit is going to basically make everybody crush the living shit out of everybody. But then what the funny part, which is really hilarious, is you got these pony guys saying like, why do we need a PlayStation 5? Like, this is the year that Sony is just starting to get their stride and all this shit. Which is kind of true, because they're just starting to get games that actually matter to people, like God of War and Spider-Man, which is coming out in 2018. So why do you need a PlayStation 5? My thought on that would be because Sony doesn't want to lose the market to like Microsoft's like idea that Microsoft has the better like concept. So they don't want to lose that idea. They don't want to lose the thought that Microsoft is actually better than them. They want to remain on top, which is, what the PS5, if they can actually still afford to actually produce that. Yeah, the PS5 will make them feel better. That is like so true. But I just don't think it's actually necessarily needed, because the PS4 is leading. Like, it's legitly like leading by like 30 million units. And I just don't think it's actually needed. Like, why do you need an actual PS5? Like, unless you're trying to make more cash. But every time you bring out hardware, you legitly lose investment money. So it's like, it takes money to actually build that hardware, and then sometimes you lose money if it actually doesn't sell. But it was kind of interesting. But I mean, what do you guys think in the comment section? Was D right? I mean, does just owning an Xbox alone make you a hardcore gamer? I mean, I personally don't think so, but that's or owning a PlayStation, does that actually make you an automatic hardcore? I mean, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure most ponies think that, but yeah, I'm pretty sure most ponies actually think that, but everybody's entitled to their own personal thoughts. But it's just like, I don't know if I necessarily believe that, but yeah, the 720, yeah. Well, this is kind of the interesting part, because the concept is like, even after the X, Microsoft is still gonna have one more system. So it's like you got to think of when that's actually gonna come out. Even after the X is launched, and then then what is Microsoft gonna do from there as like as a gaming industry? Like, what are they actually going to do? Because they have promised at least one more. Uh, you know, at least one more after the X. So they have one. They have one more shot to basically prove Sony is just a pile of dog shit. So like I'm guessing they would release that one more system after the PS5. If they were smart about it, they would see what the PS5 holds and then build their concept over the PS5 concept. But that's just speculation. I actually don't know that for a fact, but that would just be kind of interesting. Um, but yeah, like the casual versus hardcore. Yeah, it's I kind of some people judge it by gamer score. Some people judge it by how much you play. Some people judge it by how much you actually use your device. And how are actually people gonna judge how much you use your device if you're always offline? I just don't understand that. I don't know how you can be actually more powerful than the X. That'd be kind of a trippy concept. Um, what was I gonna say? True flip. That is actually true. It's very sad, and that's actually my ongoing theory on how Sony is actually going to keep Microsoft from actually building any momentum on this X is the fact that if they have all the marketing rights for the third party, how are they actually going to showcase that this thing can actually do what it's actually programmed to do if Sony is legitimately holding them all back from actually doing it? So as long as Sony holds all the nice, good-looking games, then I think that's I think that's like Sony's angle is like basically hold the third parties away from Microsoft so they can't showcase it to look better, and then you know the X can't outperform the Pro. You know, yeah, but like Anthem's next year. And Assassin's Creed is a checkerboarding across the globe. Actually, it's kind of funny. I got at this comment section in comment when I did my E3 reactions, and this guy was like, "Yo, the X is checkerboarding," and I'm like, no, it's not. But Assassin's Creed is actually checkerboarding across everything. So it's like it actually does do like 4K checkerboarding, like 30 frames across like all platforms. So that's like kind of off the table. The Anthem is like slated for 2018, and then Shadow of War, I honestly predict like maybe like a 30 hour journey, and then like it's gonna be forgotten in like 6 months. But who knows? Maybe Talion will like seduce us in the land of Mordor, and like all awesomeness will like actually ensue. Um, but you never know. It amazing things do actually happen. Um, but yeah, the it's almost game season time. I'm actually really excited. Um, I know a lot of people probably actually don't agree with this, but like the Destiny 2 beta is actually next week. So like I'm actually going to be playing a lot of that to see how much of a trash difference that actually compares to the first one, which is kind of funny because I actually stopped liking the first one after Taken King. I actually stopped playing it. So like I'm gonna like play the beta and then like see how different it actually is, and I already have the game actually pre-ordered, so I'm gonna be like, how much long is I actually gonna play this? And then in October is actually Shadow of War. I can't wait to play that because I swear to God that's actually going to take me at least a day and a half to beat. And then also in October is Assassin's Creed. But like I don't see that actually sucking because they are actually I don't see Assassin's Creed actually sucking because they are actually like redoing practically everything to it. They're like basically like they're like taking away the old combat system and putting in a new one. So it's like basically they're like reamping it, which is kind of cool. So it's like people actually have to try out the game now, which is kind of nice. And then you also got Wolfenstein: The New Colossus. I can't wait to see how he actually survived being nuked. That actually the New Order was actually pretty dope. Um, and then in November you got the Call of Duty, which I actually cannot wait to play. Crackdown 3 and Battlefront 2. And then by December, hopefully, like all games will be finished, and then either it will be Destiny 2 or Call of Duty that like legitimately takes my time. Like I don't want to say like anything bad about Battlefront 2, but I swear to God, I don't think that game is like honestly going to catch my attention as much as I think it does. Like I honestly think I'm going to like be burned on that game like within like 2 days of gameplay. But that's just what I think. But those are like legitimately all the games I'm getting, and I'm actually quite psyched. Um, but the summer is coming to a close. But what I'm also excited for, I don't know if anybody actually watches like the Marvel Netflix series, but I like can't wait for the Defenders like next month like on Netflix. I can't wait to watch that shit. And then the Call of Duty beta is actually coming up pretty soon too, so I can't wait to actually watch that. And that actually pretty much wraps up my personal thoughts. I mean, I don't know. I think everybody has their own personal thing, but at the end of the day, it's just it's everybody's own speculation, and everybody has a right to it. It's nothing wrong or bad about it. I just think that sometimes people get butthurt way too easily, and then you just gotta let it go. Just gotta let it go. But I don't know. I think it's quite going to be an amazing holiday season. The only games that I'm actually not getting, I think right now that I can think of, is probably that Cuphead and probably that Forza. Those are the only two games that I'm actually not getting. And maybe that Fast and Furious Need for Speed thing. I don't think I'm getting that, but I am actually getting the X whenever the FC legitimately wants to approve the living damn thing. I would love to actually play that. Yes, and Sony fanboys. Actually, I haven't heard that much from Sony fanboys recently. They've been kind of quiet. Although I did actually mean to watch Portorock's thing, but I didn't actually get time to actually do it today because I'm actually doing this quite early. It's only actually 3 o'clock, but it was like I got up at like 11, so that was like kind of like totally out of my own like regular schedule, and then I just like I got a haircut, and then I like legitly like basically rendered my video, and then I'm like, oh, let's go on the air, let's talk some interesting facts. Yeah, that show with Next Gen was interesting. Yeah, Jay Sentry just doesn't know when to shut up. I'm not joking either. It's kind of funny. But it is actually kind of amusing. But sometimes you need that person not to shut up because it provides entertainment. Okay, I was at it's actually about to be over. Yeah, I actually was going to end the stream now, actually. Thanks to everybody who stopped by. I appreciate it. If you found what I said interesting or entertaining whatsoever, make sure you pass it along. Oh, yeah, this is a quick shout out to anybody who wishes to add me. Anybody who wants to add me, please message me and tell me who you are. Because I get like random ads from like people I have no idea who the hell they are, and I swear to God I feel like it's like the silencing of the lambs. Like it's like I'm being stalked and I have no idea who's actually stalking me on Xbox Live. But it's actually kind of funny because most of the time they actually do turn out to be people that, you know, have actually seen my videos and just want to add me. But like, I have no problem with that. Just make sure you like message me. It's like, you know, I'm a fan, add me. You know, nothing wrong with that. It's just like, I get these random ads at like 3 in the morning, and I'm like, who the hell is this? Like I have no idea who this person is. And it's just like so weird. But yep, thanks for everybody for stopping by. I don't know if I'll do another video this week, but I'll definitely do one next week of something that actually does come to mind. I actually have to find the will within myself to actually come up with a another common sense topic, because I've been too long without actually doing that. Well, my name is on Xbox. I don't know if I actually have you added, Flip. I might have to add you. Oh, my name is on Xbox. Oh, okay. Yeah, so that's just the only thing, because that's just the only thing I've like noticed in like recent months. But oh yeah, and one last thing. Quick shout out to Mr. Loaded Goods. He's actually been really supportive. He's actually in a Jamaican vacation right now, and he's actually he brought a lot of subs to my channel in the last like week, and I was like surprised. I'm actually only 25 subscribers away from my 500-year goal, and it's actually only July. So I'm like, wow. I'm like, can I actually reach this goal? Like, I'm like, that's actually really cool. And some of the new supporters are actually really cool. I actually had really interesting conversations with them in the comment section of my last video. So it was actually kind of interesting. But, you know, it's just amazing who you meet. But at the end of the day, but I hope you guys enjoyed this gameplay. I actually have a lot more of it. But it was actually fun. It was actually fun playing Zaire and K Mega and all these randoms, because it was like you hear these guys like claim they're the bomb, but then you play them and like they actually suck, which is really funny. But no hurts to, you know, either of them, because they're awesome guys, but it's just kind of funny. Haven't had a chance to actually play Mr. Xbox 448 yet. I really want to. I really want to, but I haven't actually had a chance to do that yet. And I actually have a clip where Mooch actually jumped in to one of these footage, and I assassinated him, or I stuck him in the back or something like that. It was actually kind of funny. But that's in like a later clip, so we might see that later in the week. But all right, thanks everybody for stopping by, and have a good rest of the week. And yeah. It's turning out to be an interesting summer. Thanks everybody. Later.